Hey, what's going on, everyone? Appreciate y'all coming here and checking out this Fallout 76 video. This is going to be a complete throwback, going over things that only original Fallout 76 players will remember. I uploaded these videos a long time ago, literally 5 years ago now, and I figured I would just pick out the 10 best ones out of these videos and combine them into one video. If you want to see all of the things original players may remember out of those videos, feel free to check them out. I'll have links down below in the description to those videos. I did spend quite a bit of time on them. But yeah, I figured making this video would just show how far this game has actually come. And I know a lot of people that are watching me now for Fallout 76 probably didn't see those videos 5 years ago. Maybe you have, but I know the majority of you probably haven't, because that was seriously the beginning of the game, basically. It was before human NPCs were even in the game. So yeah, there's quite a bit that has changed, and I picked 10 good ones for this video. If you have some that you may remember, feel free to drop them down below in the comments. I may make another video like this. Consider leaving a like on this video. Let's see if we can get it to surpass 1,000 likes. That'd be freaking awesome. As always though, that's totally up to you if you want to take the time to do so. And be sure to stick around until the end. I have a surprise for you guys that I think you guys are going to like. But yeah, hope you guys find this enjoyable. I would love to know your guys' thoughts about how far this game has come. It seriously has came a long way. Check this out. So, yeah, where do I even begin with this? I mean, I guess for starters, right now, there are no human NPCs in the game whatsoever, as most of us obviously know. But on that note, it's kind of crazy to think about, because here soon, there will be. We're about to be entering into a completely new chapter. We will never experience Fallout 76 the same way as we do now. At least as far to my knowledge. I don't know what the future may hold. In a way, though, all of us that are currently playing the game are the original players, because this is only the beginning for Fallout 76. There will be so many new players getting into the game when human NPC interactions come into play. That's actually why a lot of people decided not to continue playing this game, because it didn't feel as much like the other Fallout games, because there was no human interactions with multiple choices for us to decide the scenario that happens. Anyways, next up here, a lot of you might not remember this one because this was back in the beta. I believe they actually took this out after the beta. But there used to be fast travel welcome mats that we could place down at our camp for players to teleport on. So how this worked was whenever a new player would fast travel to our camps, they would spawn specifically on the fast travel mat that we place somewhere around in our camp, which I thought this was really awesome. I'm not exactly positive on why they decided to remove this, because it was extremely beneficial. There was a few Reddit posts made actually mentioning to Bethesda that they should somehow return these to the game, and I completely agree. If Bethesda could find a way to actually get these implemented back, that'd be nice, especially for these spaceship camps that I've been starting to make, such as, for instance, the Pred one. I know it doesn't look exactly like the Pred one, but it was highly inspired from that Brotherhood of Steel airship. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at here is if I had a choice to place an actual fast travel mat down on this airship, I would, because players that don't have the marsupial mutation have a hard time getting up in here, because I made sure the camp was floating completely to give off that flying feel that we're actually in some kind of airship. But anyways, to keep this simple and straightforward, the next one that I wanted to go over happened in the beginning of 2019 on January 10th. As you can see here in the balance category of the changes, they made it so bobby pins weights were reduced from 0.1 to 0.001. So they basically were nerfed to weighing nothing, thankfully. I know it may seem like the bobby pins weigh absolutely nothing now, but they do. They weigh 0.001. And as you can see, the game doesn't even register something that light. It just says 0.00. But they weigh something, it's just not noticeable. And how this nerf even came into existence, a Fallout 76 player sent Todd Howard a box of bobby pins and asked him to weigh them. Yeah, that's how the weight of these bobby pins were nerfed. Oh, that is so great. That's awesome. I love this community. But just don't take my word over this. Here's Todd Howard himself talking about the package he received at PAX East of 2019.
Apparently I hang out there a lot.
Well, there you go. Come up to us. It's fine. It's fine.
Some people send letters.
Yeah,
Some
we
of
do
those
get letters.
Some of
from
those are
time to
very
time.
creative. I got a box of bobby pins the other week that said weigh these. So whoever sent that was the most creative letter I got.
Oh, that's golden. Okay, so anyways, thank goodness they introduced dispatch back in the beginning of 2019, around the end of January, they introduced some pretty important updates. Such as, for instance, back in the day, we were not able to tell which plans we knew and which plans we didn't. Oh, it was a hassle trying to figure out which ones, because there's just, as you know, so many freaking plans that we can learn in this game. I'm still collecting them. I gotta collect actually the rest of the T60 power armor plans, and it can be a big nipple twister to collect them all. There's just tons and tons of plans, not to mention limited time plans as well in this game. And yeah, back in the day, we were not able to see which ones we knew and which ones we didn't. They actually updated it where next to the plan, if we did know it, it states now known. That hasn't always been a thing for those of you that wasn't around at that time. Yeah, it's amazing that Bethesda did introduce this, because this was just a struggle for a lot of players. Okay, so next up here, I'm going to get into patch 12. This was back on August 20th of 2019. And when this came live, there was a lot of fixes that they did within this patch. They definitely improved the quality of the game overall. But there was one thing that majorly stood out that the community did not ask to be added whatsoever into the game, and that was a blinged out Vault Boy cutout. And this would be outside of train stations. This is what it looked like, and we were actually able to go up to this cutout and interact with it to gain access to the Atomic Shop. Now keep in mind, we can already access the Atomic Shop anywhere and everywhere just by pulling up the start menu. It was kind of odd that Bethesda decided to add this in. Obviously, this was just another advertisement to make us think about checking out the Atomic Shop. But this completely backfired on Bethesda majorly. So much so that a modder on Nexus Mods decided to create a mod that would remove these from the game 3 days later. 3 days after this patch went live on August 20th. A mod was available to download to remove these from train stations. As you can see, it states right here underneath General that a standee has been added to the Berkeley Springs train station that can be activated to visit the Atomic Shop while playing in an adventure or survival mode world. Oh my gosh. I had to cover this one because this was a huge controversy with the community. And it's understandable. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be real with y'all. This was pretty greedy and shady for Bethesda to add this in. And I know that patch note did just mention that this cutout was added at Berkeley Springs train station, but that wasn't completely the case. It was actually added at all other train stations as well. But as you can see, back in the day when this was added, a lot of people were actually complaining. Not only was it a greedy move by Bethesda, but it was also immersion breaking. A lot of players agreed with that too. It was literally the top post on Reddit back in the day, around when this first went live. And I have to say, I do agree with that. It is pretty immersion breaking just seeing a Vault Boy cutout that we can go up to and interact with to access an Atomic Shop, when we can already access one by just pressing start. Heck, it's even right there in front of our eyes on the main menu. But anyways, let's just say, to wrap up this feature of this blinged out Vault Boy that we could interact with to gain access to the Atomic Shop, didn't last for more than a month. That's how fast Bethesda got this out of the game, which was good. It shows that they are listening to what the community wants. And as you can see, the modder who created a mod to get these removed from the train stations actually celebrated a little bit. He commented on his own mod of what Bethesda mentioned in patch 13. He said, as of patch 13, Atomic Shop access points have been removed from train stations. GG, we won, boys, leaving this mod up just in case they decide to screw us over in the future. That's great. Anyways, now let's go ahead and go further back in time in Fallout 76. When there was a major struggle getting around the wasteland due to weight limit. Players are still having problems with weight limit till this day in the game. Personally, I fall under that category as well. I don't know what it is, but I guess I have a problem with hoarding. I just never want to get rid of certain things, and I always end up being over encumbered. But it used to be even worse. Way back when this first released, there was only a 400 maximum weight limit for our stash storage. This got a buff pretty quickly after the game released. As you can see, the first buff to our stash was on December 4th of 2018. We actually got a 50% increase to our stash storage, which boosted it from 400 to 600 maximum weight limit. And then a couple months down the road, on February 14th of 2019, we got another stash limit increase from 600 to 800 pounds, which is what we're currently at till this day. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still having struggles with my stash limit. But sheesh, we have had a major increase over time, which is nice, because there is no way I would ever not be over encumbered if Bethesda never increased the stash storage. Thankfully they did. I know some of you out there have to remember these times. It was a struggle. I'm hoping anyways that there are some players who are watching this that have played since the beginning. I know a lot of players did quit. But anyways, speaking of struggle, I guess next up here I should talk about when we used to have to fast travel to every single train station and sell them goods to get the 200 caps that we used to be able to get from each vendor. Now all of the caps are bundled up in one vendor and are merged together, but that's not how it used to be. It used to be 200 caps per vendor, and they were not merged together as one. Some of you have to remember this because this was in the game for quite some time until they made it so all the vendors were merged together with a pool of 1,400 caps. As you can see, this was actually implemented into the game on April 9th of 2019. If we go down a little further past these improvements, which speaking of, wow, Bethesda has really shapened up this game. So many improvements. But yeah, as you can see here underneath vendor faction updates, it states the pool of 200 caps that was previously allocated to each vendor faction has been merged into one combined pool of 1,400 caps that is shared across all factions. Thank you! Thank you for adding this. I remember back in the day we'd have to do our cap runs, which there were so many loading screens to sell out each vendor because we had to fast travel to each and every one of them and sell them out. They were not combined as one. Thankfully though, Bethesda did implement this feature because it helps save a lot of time for players. But anyways, I guess that's about wrapping up this video. I mean, I could sit here and go on about different things. Such as, for instance, like when we used to farm White Springs for tons and tons of legendaries. I mean, we still farm there till this day, but there used to be just loads and loads of legendaries that would spawn at the White Springs Resort. Or heck, even when we used to get more XP from the glowing ghouls at White Springs when a nukes dropped there. Actually, I should just say from glowing ghouls in general. They used to be worth like 300 plus experience. Now they're worth half that. Leveling used to be so much easier. So I guess to get further into this, some of you may remember when Fallout 76 players first launched 3 nukes simultaneously in the game. Believe it or not, it actually crashed the server. This is what popped up once the 3 nukes landed. Once that happened and the public started to know about it, you saw every gaming journalist come out of the bushes, making it even more known to the public. Just like how Fallout 76 negative news still trends till this day. But unlike many other people who covered the topic of saying how the game crashed over launching 3 nukes, I can come out and confirm now the Fallout 76 servers can in fact handle 3 nukes at once. I have made many videos over launching 3 nukes simultaneously with buddies. Some of you might have seen the videos that I'm talking about if you follow my nuking experiment series. If you don't follow it, I highly recommend giving it a shot and checking out the series. I'll have a link down below in the description to the series if you want to check it out so you can see what are good spots to target and what are not. We experimented around with over 50 different locations in the game within that series. So once again, I highly recommend checking it out. Like I mentioned before, Bethesda has come a long way with improving the game over time. Anyways, I guess the next memory from the beginning I have is back in the day when we completed Feed the People event. Believe it or not, I don't know if some of y'all remember this, but everyone in the server would receive canned meat stew, which by the way is the reward from completing the event at Mama Dulce's in Morgantown. Everyone in the server would get it. In case you don't know, canned meat stew, after you consume it, it'll give you 5% extra XP for a limited amount of time, which is pretty beneficial if you're trying to level up faster. So yeah, this was a pretty good memory from back in the day. It was nice always having that stocked in your inventory. But yeah, sadly this was fixed December 11, 2018, along with a lot of other problems too, as you can see. Bethesda was really going at it trying to get problems out of the game. Way too many to just cover in a video. As you can see though, right here underneath the quest fixes, you can see Feed the People, and it states fixed an issue in which completing the Feed the People event quest granted canned meat stew to all players on the server, rather than only the quest participants. So I guess something else to look back on from the start is that we used to not have the purveyor. We used to just have to drop our legendaries if we didn't like them, or just simply sell them. Yeah, I'm sure plenty of players wasted tons of legendaries, but when we heard that the purveyor was coming and we'd be able to turn in our legendaries for scrip, had a chance for more different legendaries, a lot of us stocked up on a bunch of different legendary gear. Personally, me, I created a whole new account and dumped all the legendaries I was finding onto that character until the purveyor eventually came around. Which, speaking of, the purveyor was initially supposed to arrive on May 23rd of 2019, but as you can see here in Bethesda's Inside the Vault, she actually came a bit early. She entered the game on May 16th, 2019. So yeah, we were running around for months just having to drop or sell the random legendaries that we were finding. Pretty crazy to think about. Alright, so you guys made it to the surprise. I just wanted to announce that I am doing a $100 Amazon gift card. This giveaway is going to end next month on August 23rd. That'll be when I'm finalizing the winner. I'll be finalizing the winner actually over on my new family channel, which a link to it will be down below in the description. Here's how you participate in this to have a chance at winning this $100 Amazon gift card. All you gotta do is subscribe to my channel and my new family channel, which once again a link to it will be down below in the description. And then all you gotta do is leave a like on this video, as well as my video that I have currently over on the family channel. There's only one video at the moment, and be sure to leave a comment too so I know who participated in this. And I don't mean leave a comment by saying I'm participating in the giveaway. You know, simply comment something about the video. My son would definitely appreciate you guys going and checking it out over there. But yeah, just wanted to announce that. Truly simple to participate. Simply subscribe to my new family channel and show some love over there, as well as over here too, if you haven't. But yeah, I'm out of here. As always, most importantly, appreciate y'all taking the time watching and listening. Until next time, peace.